it's time to chat while the baby takes a nap. I just wanted to share some of my reflections on my grieving process since it's been a year since my dad died. His birthday was definitely the hardest. It was only a couple of months ago, not even 2 months ago, because he just had another birthday. That was really hard. I went out and got just cupcakes and a bit of ice cream. I didn't want to make a big deal of it because I know it was really hard on my mom. But you know, when you live with someone your whole life and that birthday, like holidays are one thing, like you can spend them with different people, but that specific day, someone's birthday, is just engraved in your brain. So that one's always going to be hard. My sister's birthday is always hard. Because he died during the holidays, oh sorry, I'm shaky, I'm using my iPad today because I'm not going to go there. The holidays are always going to be hard because he died during the holidays. So there was a lot of reflecting on, like, I spent, last Christmas in a hospital room, just thinking back to it. But then it also made me really grateful for this holiday being so very different, having my baby with me and having my son get really excited again and not kind of have this underlying, misery and grief going on. I was at work. I work in retail, and there was a father and daughter in, and they bought a couple of things, and the father was giving the money like over his daughter, so she couldn't pay because he wanted to pay for the whole thing. And she was like, no. And he was like, yeah, just, like handing it to me. And I said, oh, let your dad do something nice for you. And he said to her, something along the lines, and parents say this all the time, like, well, you're going to help me out when I need it. Kind of like, you're going to take care of my ass when I get old and decrepit. And she kind of just smiled, and they were so sweet. But that sentiment just hit me hard, and I thought to myself, I hope it's not soon, because it happened to me much sooner than I anticipated. And I always said, of course I'll take care of my dad, because I knew my mom's a bit squeamish with that kind of stuff, and so it was, and I'm not. I took care of elderly people for a living off and on for years. So it was always like, yeah, of course I'm going to take care of my dad. And I did. But that thought came to me, and of course I didn't say anything to them, but I really teared up. But, the holidays are always going to be hard because that's when he died. Excuse me. Father's Day is always going to be hard because that's my dad, It's been a lot harder on my son. My dad was like a father figure to him. And it's funny, you see these little influences all the time. The other day, when it snowed really bad, and my mom had made Maddie go and shovel the walk, and he shoveled all the way down to the end of the corner. She's just a couple of houses up. And he said something like, they'll be happy I did that or something. And that's so what my dad would do. My dad would have snow blowed the whole freaking block if it had been appropriate. But that's a little weird. And seeing my dad's influence, and especially my son, is a blessing, because my dad was a really nice guy. It makes me proud. But it's been really hard on him. And it's been interesting seeing the transformation in my mom, all the things she's noticing that he did, and the things that she doesn't have to do anymore. Like, oh, he always wanted this or that, and I don't have to do that anymore because he's not here to say, no Christmas lights outside. So she put Christmas lights up, and it was just kind of a funny thing. So it's been a real year of adjustment. And also this well, it's tomorrow, but Friday, it's the first Friday in January, and that's when his funeral is. And it's also going to be my grandfather's funeral. He died on New Year's Day. My dad died on December 30th, and my grandpa, my mom's dad, died on New Year's Day this year. And I mean, I didn't see him all the time. He lived in a different state, and I mean, I saw him a lot. He came to see me when I lived in England. He was very much a central figure to my larger family, my extended family. And so that's a big hit. He was 91. It's not like he was young like my dad, but all the holidays are going to be slightly off now because he's not there to kind of be the glue to keep everyone together. It's just another change, and change can be hard. I welcome change. I'm not afraid of change, but it's still change. It's still a stressor. That's just kind of where I'm at with my grief. There is still like a loneliness, a great sense of loss, but it's only been a year. There's been a lot of changes in my life anyway, you know, like moving into a house and having my baby, and I am so grateful for my baby. I wish I could do more to comfort my son when missing his grandpa, because it is a big loss for him. In some ways more than it is for me. But you know, what can you do but just let him have his feelings? I don't know. Other than that, I don't know what else I can do. And just remember, let him remember my dad. I actually see my dad's grave every day when I go to work. If I drop the kids off at my mom's, I can drive and I can see my dad's grave from the road. And that's actually really comforting. And I'm really comforted by that. And, you know, we stop by. It's not like we're avoiding at all, but I really like that I can see him, and it just helps make it feel like he's there. He is physically there, you know, but you know what I mean. So I didn't expect to get all like this. If you're in the middle of the grieving process, my heart is with you. I'm right there with you. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.